Hello, everyone. My guest today is Drori. He is the CEO and co-founder of Octopi, a leader in metadata management automation for business intelligence. With over 20 years of experience in technology companies, before co-founding Octopi, led sales efforts at companies like Panaya, Zen Technologies, Modus Novo, and Alvarion, and also served as the chief revenue officer at Kula Data, a big data behavioral analytics platform. He studied management and computer science at the Open University of Tel Aviv. Are you ready to take us to the top?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. What does Octopi do, and what's your revenue model? How do you make money?
So Octopi is a metadata management automation platform. Basically, what it does, it enables any organization to understand how the data moves around the different systems. One of the biggest riddles for any organization is to understand how the data moves around. What is the data movement process from one point to another? How reports are showing the data and where the data is coming from. So think of us like the Google or ways of understanding how the data moves around within your organization, replacing weeks, if not months, of manual work in seconds with a click of a button.
So it's all internal. It's not like going and managing public metadata. It's all internal metadata.
Right. If you think of any organization like insurance and banking and healthcare and any large organization, what they're trying to do is to understand how the hell the data landed on that report, and can you trust the data that is on the report, and they want to understand how does it flow.
And is this a SaaS company, pure play?
Yes, it's a SaaS company. Our product is on the cloud.
What do companies pay on average per month for the technology?
So if you're asking about a customer, the customer pays a few thousands of dollars per month. Typically, our customers either subscribe for a month, few months, or a year, or even more than that.
Okay. Well, obviously, churn's critical in a SaaS company. So hopefully, if they're signing up for a month, they're staying longer than a month.
Correct. So this is why we enable customers to sign up for a month, because there's a lot of promises out there to deliver agile technology and machine learning capabilities, and people kind of trying to look at so many different tools. What we're saying to them is start using the product. If you don't like it, you can stop. But as you said, we have customers who are using the product for many, many years.
And when did you launch the company? What year?
So we launched a company in 2015. We started our business in early 2017, and we're very, very active since then.
Okay, and how many customers have you scaled to over the past couple of years?
So we have a few dozens of clients, hoping to get to the 100 this year.
Okay, when you say a few dozen, you mean like 30, 40?
Correct.
Okay, very good. And can we kind of back into revenue then? If you have, call it 36 customers at $3,000 a month, that would be about $100,000 per month right now in revenue, something like that?
Correct.
And where were you exactly a year ago?
So we were almost a third of that. So we kind of tripled our business in sales, both by revenue and number of clients last year. We're hoping to triple this year as well.
And how did you get your first 10 customers? This space is obviously extremely competitive. Walk us through specifically how you got your first customer.
Right. So this is one of the biggest challenges for any startup. I think that the number one challenge is to create trust. Since our product goes to large organizations, they, even before considering money, they want to consider choosing a trusted product. So what we've done is, before going to the US market and the Western European market, we tested the product right here in Israel. So this is how we gather our 10, 15 clients in a variety of different industries. Once we understand what does it take to have a product that people can trust.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to go deeper here. So what is the name of the first customer you got?
The actual name was Klal. Klal is an insurance company, and then came Ha'el, which is another insurance company.
So let's stick with the insurance company. How did you know that first customer? How did you open the relationship?
So we're very active in the data, I would say data analytics fields. We lecture, we talk to a lot of our peers and prospects. And once we started to talk about what we do, we got attention.
What do you mean talk though? Like you were speaking at events or what?
Right. And there are very interesting forums about data management, data accuracy, how to deal with issues around analytics. And not to mention, one of the most key important things in our company is that my other two partners, Gal and Itai, have been leading BI groups, and this is how the idea came from them.
And then your first customers came from those groups.
Right. They were actually suffering from the same thing that all of our customers suffer, but they decided to do something about it and created that product called
Very good. Now, have you bootstrapped the company or raised?
We bootstrapped for 2 years, then we raised in total about $6.2 million. And this is where we active in advancing the product.
How many people are on the team today?
Less than 40.
Okay, about 40. And where's everyone based?
So we have the R&D and Innovation Center based in Israel, and we have a sales office in New York.
Okay, so Israel and New York. That's great. Now, with that money raised, I assume you're burning capital to drive growth, or are you at break even or profitable today?
So at this point of time, the number one goal of the company is growth. So even though
so you're burning, that's code for you're burning money.
Correct.
Yeah, got it. Help us understand how aggressive you're being. So are we talking like $100,000 burned a month or $1 million? I mean, how aggressive?
Few hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes.
Okay. And from as you're leading this company, every CEO deals with this. How much runway do you always like to keep in the bank?
So it varies. The first year we didn't have too many sales, so we were very careful with that. But now, as you generate sales, then you know that certain income will arrive, and this is where you get the capability to increase your burn rate. Furthermore, we have a very good VCs who are looking at Occupy, and they encourage us to grow the company because at the end of the day, this is a game of market share. It's one thing to grow from 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 to 7 to 10, and it's one other thing to grow from 1 to 4 to 10 to 20. So there is a market. There is a great product. What we are focused on is growth.
Understood. What's your churn today?
If I remember correctly, we had one customer that left us last year.
So what's that mean in terms of revenue churn?
Few thousands of dollars a year.
No, percentage wise. So are we talking like 4%?
No. It's 1 out of 40. So do the math.
No, revenue churn, not logo churn. Logo churn would be 1 out of 40.
Yeah, so I don't remember. I think it's like 2%.
Okay, you have like 2% revenue churn per year?
Right.
Are you guys not tracking churn?
So we are, but we just closed last year. Our month ends at the end of January, so we haven't calculated the fiscal year for us. And this is the first year of renewals of all the deals that we made in 2017.
But you said a lot of your things are on monthly accounts. I mean, surely you're looking at churn on a monthly basis, not just once a year when you close the year.
That's correct. But it seems to be that even though our pricing is monthly, most of our customers are enterprise customers. So the way they look at this is from budget perspective. And what they are doing is annual subscription, not monthly subscription.
And so to get a new $3,000 a month customer, what's your fully weighted CAC look like?
We don't calculate it at this point simply because the company is still on a penetration mode. We think that we don't need to really look at this so far.
Why would you not, Aman? Why would you not need to look at that though? I mean, especially if you're burning 200, 300 grand a month.
Yeah, simply because at the end of the day, it very much has to do with the amount of efforts that you do in order to get a deal. So acquiring a customer in the US is different than acquiring a customer, for example, in Western Europe. And within Western Europe, it's very much different from the one that you acquire either in the Netherlands or in Germany.
Of course, that's true for every SaaS company, but most SaaS companies still calculate CAC.
So we decided not to look at this at this point.
Yeah, but why not? What if right now you're spending money acquiring customers and you're spending way too much to acquire them and you're throwing yourself into a major cash issue?
So we have quite a good understanding what is the process that it takes to acquire a customer.
Yeah, but no, if you did though, you know what CAC was.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, the sales model maybe is a little bit different. We sell remotely. We sell over the phone since our product is hosted on the cloud. So you can either calculate the amount of hardware that it takes or software that it takes. At the end of the day, we have salespeople who are selling over the phone. So we know the cycle. We know how many customers are being acquired throughout the funnel. Even though
how many of your 40 are salespeople?
How many out of the 40 customers?
Your team size you said is 40 people. How many of them are salespeople?
5.
Okay, so why would you not just take their salaries plus any paid or direct spend every month, and then
Right.
divide that by number of new customers per month.
So if you take the S&M, like sales and marketing, at the end of the day and calculate about the amount of clients, this is the math. At this point, we would keep that number for ourselves.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you don't know what it is. I mean,
Well, we do, but we prefer to keep it for ourselves at this point.
Well, no, but when I asked you what CAC was, I mean, you pretty directly said it's not something we're looking at right now because some people buy in Ukraine and some buy in the US, and it's a different process.
No, in order to be more accurate, we know what the number is, but we're not really putting this too far in the dashboard. We kind of keep tracking this. It's very steady, but it's going down every year, every month, or I would say every quarter, simply because we're getting more and more sophisticated in how we acquire customers.
Yeah. Let me ask you a different question. How patient are you willing to be? So how long does it take you to get your CAC back? Are you happy with a year payback or 2 years payback?
2 years payback.
Okay. So you have about a 2-year payback period, 24 months.
Yes.
Okay. And if the average customer is paying $3,000 per month, that would mean your CAC is about $70,000 per new account.
Yep.
Okay. That's the number you just told me you didn't want to share with me.
Well, I just reacted to your question.
Okay. So the $70,000 you're spending to get a new customer, besides sales people's salaries, where else is that going? Are you doing any direct paid or trade shows or marketing or?
Exactly. I mean, one of the things that we're trying to create is create awareness and knowledge about our company. So we invest a lot in anything that has to do with blogs and videos and webinars, and we go to trade shows. I would say more professional conferences than that. So the entire budget of the marketing and sales together is supposed to generate, is very much kind of tunnels to 3 aspects. One is the lead generation. The second one is the lead qualification. And the other one is the lead monetization.
Mm-hmm. How do you decrease your cash gap? So at the 24-month payback period, if you land 10 new customers this month at a $70,000 CAC, that means you're going to lose in cash this month $700,000 in customer acquisition cost expenses. Are you pulling any of these accounts forward at least for a year to decrease that cash gap at least a little bit?
Well, I don't remember all the numbers by heart, and if I would be prepared to this kind of financial, questions, I would come with all the papers.
Did you listen to one of the shows before? And they're only 10, 15 minutes.
No.
Okay, so we've got about 3,000 of them. They're all out there. It's the same format every show, I promise. My question is very simple, though. Even if you don't know the numbers, it's just, what are you doing to pull cash forward? Is the question. Obviously, you're selling annual plans. Are you doing anything else to pull cash forward?
From cash perspective, since we're selling annual subscription, most of the customers, if not all of them, are paying in advance. So it's not that they're paying on a monthly basis. As I said, when you sell to an enterprise, they don't buy on a monthly basis.
Yeah, I understand that. What I just said was you sell annual plans and that pulls cash forward. They pay the annual plan up front. My question was, is there anything else besides annual upfront payments that you're doing creatively to drive cash forward, like setup fees or professional services?
No.
Okay, very good. Let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book would be Crossing the Chasm.
Jeffrey Moore, it's a good one. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
There are a couple of them, but the ones that I'm very much being inspired by is, I would say, Steve Ballmer.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool?
Online tool, Google.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I'm sorry?
How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Between 5 to 6.
Okay, and what's your situation? Married, single, kiddos?
All of them. Married and kids.
How many kids?
4.
4. Oh, you're a busy man. How old are you?
I just turned up 50.
50, very good. And last question, what do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
What would I wish?
What is something you wish you knew when you were 20?
To be happy.
I don't understand.
Again, what did I wish to myself when I was 20?
Yeah, when you were 20, what's something you wish you knew?
Oh, I wish I knew. How to be successful.
Guys, there you have it again. Wishes you knew how to be successful earlier on. Amnon launched Octopi earlier in 2015, now serving about 36 customers, paying $3,000 a month, so about $100,000 per month in revenue, up from $32,000 a month just a year ago. So 3x year-over-year growth, 6.2 million raised, burning about $200,000 per month right now in cash. Team of almost 40 between Israel, New York City, 2% revenue churn per year, spending about $70,000 to get a new $3,000 a month customer. So 24-month payback period, bridging that cash gap by pulling those plans forward. Amnon, thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Thank you.